Well, it's a different day and it's kind of early, but I wanted to do this today because I won't be available to do this on Sunday. What's up, Aaron? Yo, what's up, Jedi Roger? So we're gonna do my subversion today. This is what I've got. I etched this in like an Alien versus Predator theme. This is the second one I've done. The first one I did was just kind of purely aliens, but this is a Predator versus aliens type theme. I weathered it, clear coated it. What's up, Isaac? Yo, Cole. And so yeah, I want to install this. And that's what we're gonna do. What's up, Shane? This is a different day than I usually do them, and it's a lot earlier than I usually do it, but hopefully it'll work out all right. That should work, huh? What's up, Jim? Happy Friday. So yeah, this is my and I want to bring this to Florida with me. So I want to hurry up and get it done. We're going to get it done today. I just etched a Subversion for Cole today. Got it down here. This was all Cole's artwork, and I just put it on here for him, but this one was pretty cool to do this morning. It's not showing up very well on camera, but there are some pictures of it on my YouTube and Instagram. Not to fear, Aaron. We have a long ways to go. I made another crystal chamber for this guy that's got the sucker in it, if that's going to focus. I don't know if that wants to focus on that guy. It may not. Oh, there we go. So yeah, put that face hugger in there in some epoxy. That should light up well on the top and the bottom. I'm going to use 2 Neopixels, one on the top and one on the bottom, and light them up differently. I made my own chassis for this guy. It's not really different from what comes with the Saber. What comes with the Saber is cool, but what I did here is I just made it all one piece, and then you can see when I've got my board in here how much space in between, the bottom of the board and the chassis. So I have a lot of room to tuck my wires in. What's up, Darth Koopa? And then also I like to make my battery compartments so any wires in there. That's one thing about the one that came with it. It was just open here, and it's a small thing, but it's just something that I like to try to avoid if I can. Gotta let it go. Yeah, I saw you posted for sale the other day, man. No biggie. When the right saber comes along, we'll get something done. Hopefully this isn't too weird of an angle for you guys and you can follow along with what I'm doing. I'm going to use a used Proffie that I've been hanging on to for a long time. I took out of an 89 Sabres install. I forgot what Saber it goes to, but I had taken that core completely out and redid it for a customer, and then I had that laying around. So works. I would never use it on a commission. I don't like using used parts on commissions, but I don't mind using them on my own stuff. Everything else will be new though. This is just etched and weathered with some aluminum black, and then I put 3 coats of matte clear coat over the shrouds so it can retain the etch, and it does give it a nice little like muted appearance. All right, so that's what I did there. I'll take these shrouds off. Hey, thank you. all these little screws in here so we don't lose them. Actually, try to clean this before my lives usually, but I have a few projects and I don't know where to put them, so they got to stay here until I get done with them. If I put them away, I'll forget about them, and they're kind of next up. So bear with my desk for today. What I was thinking about doing is after I install this, we can move over to the computer and go over making a Proffie config, because I haven't made a video about it because there are a lot of really good ones out there already, but maybe I can show you how I do mine and it might help somebody out. So we'll take those rods out of there. We're down to the bare minimum here. We're going to set this off to the side though and work on, well, we can put this in actually. We'll put the chassis in. And we got to glue it in too, just to make sure it stays in place, because it slides in there pretty well. Yeah, it goes in there pretty well. Actually, before I put it in there though, let's put the battery tabs in it. Okay. And I have one thing about this one is I'm putting an external kill switch in this. So I did it last time with a drill bit. I drilled 3 holes and 2.5 hours worth of filing, but then this time I had machined in. You can see it right here. So that should fit in an external kill switch really nice. Really nice. Finally got my Omni Fixo after like 6 weeks. Yeesh. After the guy walked up the mountain, mined all the material by hand, put it in the smelter, and then made this for me and shipped it off. So let's get these battery tabs wired up first. I always use these tabs, but then I break off this little tab down at the bottom. Just cut it off or bend it off, however you want to do, but you don't need it. All right. Put this here. We'll get cracking. I don't know if anybody will join me today because it's kind of early, and I usually take a link and throw it in the smuggler chat, but I hit everybody up by, I give them like 10 minutes notice. Most of them don't like to be on camera anyway. So it's just Albert or Benji, which is cool. I think Benji's sleeping. Dude stayed up all night installing his saber. That easy. Now I want to make sure I get this right, because I like to have on this setup, I like to have, it's got the positive's got to be over here. It's got to be right. I don't put wire channels in the back of my battery tabs. I never have done that. I like to kind of press fit these in. That way I don't have to use any epoxy or anything to hold them in. And it works for me. Everybody does it a little bit different, but there's really no right long as it's, but this is what works for me. It's a little bit too much of a press fit. There we go. Whoops. There we go. It's a little hard sometimes to do this and make sure that the camera, usually I'd just be over here working. Debating on what to do with my Subversion. It'll be something Imperial, but not nailed it down yet. Well, take your time, make sure it's something you like. You only get one shot now. I think they're sold out, so make sure you get what you like. No, this isn't going to be a single button. Isaac, this is a 2-button setup. Two dome tactiles go in there. We'll be doing that here in a minute. I just wanted to get through this chassis first. So because I got that external kill switch, I'm going to run my wire through here, run it through here. Push the chassis up here. It snaps in. That sounds really good. So it all snapped right into place. Whenever I wanted to. Got my wire coming out from my kill switch. I went a little bit long there, but it's no biggie. My negative. We'll go ahead and do the speaker next so we can get that out of the way. Start making our way up. I forgot to grab one. Give me just a second. There we go. Do you always do a kill switch with Proffie since there's no deep sleep? Not always. If somebody asks for it, I will. Sometimes when I think about it, I will. You know, when I first started installing, my mentality was it takes the same amount of effort to get to the kill switch as it does to take the battery out. So, you know, I would always just make them with no kill switch and then you just take the battery out. But, you know, I don't mind. If somebody asks for one, of course, I'll give it to them. And this one, on this particular saber, I wanted one anyway, and I wanted an external one because it takes so much to get to the chassis. Unscrewing the pommel and then to get to it. So that means you need a tool, right? You need to carry around an Allen key with you. And I didn't want to have to worry about that. So, you know, this one worked out. But if it's a commission, I'll just do whatever anybody wants me to do. All right, so it's not really up to me. I do love a 2-button setup too. I don't care for one. Too much to have to think about, and I'm old. Get this all twisted up and glued into the saber. Going CFX in at least one on mine for that reason. Yes, I mean, you know, I give it to CFX. I mean, I like CFX anyway. I've always liked CFX. It's the board I learned they do have a deep sleep, which is super convenient. I wish Proffie did. I don't know why we don't. I don't know. I don't own any stock in Proffie. Like, I don't know why they don't, but for whatever reason, you know, what are you gonna do? We're gonna use some of the CA glue so that we don't have to wait a long time for it to lock in. This is the type of stuff that you don't want to use unless you're absolutely certain that what you should go on, because it will not let go. That's what I love about it and what I hate about it. And you got to be super careful to not get it on your fingers or anywhere it's not supposed to be, because it will just lock down on you. But on the flip side of that, I use this a lot because then I don't have to sit around and wait for glue to dry. I can just keep on rolling. And just sit here and hold this for a couple seconds, no big deal. Oh, like your mom, she won't let go. They'll let anybody in the chat. Oof, yeah. See, now it's locked in. It's not going anywhere. That's what I love about it. So we sat there and did what for 10 seconds, and I probably didn't even need to do it that long. So put that off to the side. We got our speaker in. We got the chassis in. Battery tabs. I got this. I'll probably. Do I want to do here? Before I do my kill switch, I'm going to run my powers for my 2 Neopixels on my crystal chamber wire. I'll run them all out of this hole. I'll join all these together. I'll put it on one prong of the kill switch, and then the other kill switch will go over to the board. The board. All right. So that's what we'll do there. What do we want to do next? Let's set this off to the side. Well, let's get some wires first. I ran out of red wire, red 28 gauge wire, so now I have to use yellow. No biggie. What's up, D. Smith? How do you go about contacting you for a Saber upgrade? I have an Electrum Aurora that I want upgraded to Proffie. If you could, please just contact me, or Instagram works too. Facebook is where I'm most active, but I try to catch the Instagram messages. Sometimes it just I'll notice that they'll be a couple days old before I get a notification. So it's kind of weird. Facebook is guaranteed, though. I'll get back to you in a few minutes. Ooh. That's for the top one. Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you. All right. I'm going to do the Neopixels for the crystal chamber and then glue them in place so that it can sit and cure while we go do something else. Might as well strip them all over here. One more. Here we go. Just want to make sure you get your arrows right on these, because they have ins and outs. I don't know if that's going to focus. focus on it. It's a little too small. Sorry. The Aurora is a really cool hilt. It is better with Proffie in it though. Yeah, he made some awesome kill keys, didn't he? Oh, thanks, Shane. Yeah, man. It's all good. This hobby's not cheap. I know that. So you guys are paying as much money as you do for the sabers and the installs. Like, you shouldn't get used parts. Everything should be brand new. I have a general rule that I won't even accept used parts from customers when they want me to put them in the saber most of the time. I bent that rule the other day as a customer had 2 sabers I was doing for him. He had 2 Golden Harvest boards, and sure enough, like, one of them I installed was fine, but I got done with the other one and the board was fried, and I spent a lot of time troubleshooting it before I realized it was the board. And then I don't stock Golden Harvest, so that set me back a couple days because I had to order one. You just never know what you're getting into with used parts. Typically, I'd already machined my own after much head scratching before I saw the post on this. So, yeah, he made some pretty sweet kill keys. All right, so I got both of these Neopixels wired up. One of them is a little bit longer than the other one, and you can see that this one's a little bit longer. And that's because I want that to go on the top of this chamber, and it fits right in. But we're just going to still glue it. Throw a little bit of this glue in here. And this one we'll sit here and we'll hold for a little bit just to make sure it bites. What are y'all doing this weekend? Anything? Anything fun? I asked in another chat too, Albert. Nobody had it there. I don't think no one had a PS5. So we got that one nice and glued in there. I really want this to focus on these parts so that you can see. All right on, man. That's the Golden Harvest. Single Golden Harvest in there, if I remember. Cool. That's a fun little install, man. Shouldn't take you too long. On call. That's all right. You got to hold these for a little bit extra time and give them some love because I don't want them coming apart. Some Resident Evil. All right, man, you're bringing the old school back. Oh, D. Smith's got a PS5. My wife and I play Little Big Planet together, and Albert thought that was funny. Get out of here, Albert. Game's dope. All right, so I glued one to the bottom. I got that one coming straight down because that's the bottom of the chamber. This one's glued over here on this side, but it's coming down the side. It's going to be a little bit of a tight fit in here, but that's okay. We'll make it work. That's basically the chamber, but we don't want to put it in yet because we got to wire up the main Neopixel and the switches, and we kind of cram all that in as we slide the chamber in place. That probably doesn't make any sense, but it will when you see me do it. This is an Xbox house. What am I going to do for here? I'm going to have to use white. No, I can use red. I got red for the power. More power. There we go. Canceling your install. So go here. Here. I guess we use purple for the main on this one too. That's all right. That's fine. Now, one thing I want to do while I'm thinking about it, so I don't forget and then I'll get confused. I've got a red line from a main Neopixel. I've got red power on my crystal chamber, and then this from my positive battery tab is red too. This has to be wired to a separate terminal on the kill switch. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm just going to like put a little twist in here, so that will remind me when I got everything else coming through that this one is different. A little knot in there. Gets a little iffy when you got a bunch of the wires that you're using. They're the same color, but they go to different places. But we'll get through it. Still on my trusty PS4. I gave my PS4 to my daughter. She loves it. She stays pretty busy. Doesn't get to play much, but which is good. Yeah, I probably need to order more wire, but I get it in a variety pack, a variety color pack, and I'll use every color before I order more, even just weird colors. I've got 3 different colors in my head for each thing that I use. You know, if the other 2 are out or whatever. So towards the end, the installs get a little weird. A lot of things have to be glued. We got to take this PCB and glue it in the holder. While it's curing, we'll probably move on to doing the switches, and then the switches have to be glued onto the switch holder. And while that's curing, we'll probably move on to something else. Normally, I would take these wires and I would twist them I don't think that they're going to fit very well. I don't remember if I did that last time or not. Yeah, they're not going to fit behind the crystal chamber very well if they're twisted, so I'm going to have to leave them dangling, which I hate to do. It's the only way it's going to fit. Couch co-op. Man, I played Battlefield pretty hard when it first came out, but that was years ago. Like, what's it been for like 14 years? It was the first time that like so many people could play online in the same game at the same time. It was crazy. So yeah, we got that in the holder curing. So we'll set this off to the side. We'll move on to these dome switches. Sup, Titan? And that's all it's about, really. Like, instead of doing one thing and sitting around and waiting for it to cure, you just move on to something else and just keep busy, keep making progress on the build, jumping back and forth. Yeah, it is crazy how games have changed, man. So I'm going to tin these real quick, and then we're going to glue them into the holder. There might be a better way to do this. This is just my way. All right. I got to glue them into this holder. I got to figure out how I want them to go. I want them to go like that. So that's what we'll do. Yeah, there's some truth to that, D. If you find something you love, it certainly doesn't feel like work. Thank you, man. Because this certainly doesn't feel like work, man. But I do it a lot. I work long hours trying to get people's stuff out. I don't rush through it. I just work a lot. Try to make people not wait longer than they have to. Coming into this hobby, I heard, and you still hear about it. Sometimes Albert could probably tell you better than me, but like people waiting months, years in some cases for a commission, like hell no. Hell no. I'm going to hold that there and let it cure for a second. If you're doing commissions and you take money up front and it takes you over a couple months to get someone's commission out the door, it feels to me like you'd always be playing catch up. Catch up with your finances or whatever. And if something happened, like, that money's been spent. That's just not ideal for business. What glue am I using? I'm bouncing back on CA glue, medium CA glue to do these switches because it'll bonds really quickly. Like already, no, not quite yet. I need to give it a few minutes, but it does bond pretty quick. Yeah, I've heard that Electrum stock saber a little bit. I mean, yeah, it's kind of rough. It's kind of rough. You know, they're out there doing their thing. At least they have a hilt. Like I don't even I don't even have a line of products, but that board is rough. Let's not lie. Oh, you got to reprint it. That sucks, dude. I had to reprint a chassis today too. I don't know. I must have got distracted or something, but it was this guy. I had it all ready to go this morning, and then I went to install it, and I realized I had not modeled a hole down the middle for a wire passage. So it was just like a solid wall between the board and the Neopixel connector. So I had to reprint that. But this is the new one. This is taking a little bit of time, and that's fine. Like I'm not in any hurry. Sometimes when I reach a situation like this where I have to use these dome tactile switches, and I'll try to a day in advance come through, and I'll actually JB weld these into place and just sit them on my desk, and that way they'll be ready the next day. But this method does work too. I used it on the last one that I did, and it worked fine. Just got to be a little patient with it. Do you know if there are any lighted buttons instead of the dome tactile switches? There are. I don't know about this small. I mean, this switch housing was specifically designed for these switches, but I mean, you could drill it out, maybe. Fit a little Neopixel in there, Neopixel switch, if that's what you're looking for, or AV illuminated switch. Do anything you want to do to it, man. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do it. I'm sure where there's a will, there's a way. You can fit it in. So I got my two domes in there. Just how I like it when I go to Albert's mom's house. I get two domes and then I'm out. That's right. Yeah. You know, the first one is glued in pretty good, but this one is like acting up a little bit. I'm going to sit here and hold it. You saw that one coming? Saw one with lit tactile, but was a custom build on ULC. Oh, that's cool. Frankly, D, I'm surprised you haven't met her because everyone else I know has. This one's not wanting to play nice. So what we're going to do is just come over here and put a little dab on each side and then set this off to the side. Just a little bit of this stuff is all you need, because if you get it in your switch mechanism, then your switch is ruined. So I'll grab, snap it over here, and we'll just put this right here and let it sit in the air and cure. So that'd be all right. All right, what do we want to do now? We could come back over here. But we can't put this in until we put I'm just trying to think how I want to do that. What? I'm really kind of impatient on these switches. I want them to be done so that I could wire them up. It feels good enough to wire, so that's what we're going to do. I'm sure I'll regret it later, but we can always come back and fix it. No, that's pretty solid. All right, let's go ahead and wire the switches up. I'm using too much red, so when I use too many red wires for other things, I'll use orange for my activation, keep blue for my auxiliary, black for my common, and when I glue these switches in, I don't know if it's going to focus or not, but I'll try. And my lighting's kind of weird. Well, it's just not cooperating today. But I cut, so that each dome tactile has 4 legs. I cut 2 legs off of each one. And then when I glue these in, I glue the 2 legs of each tactile side by side. So it's easy for me to, come over here and bridge 2 of them for 1 common. Hopefully that makes sense. Accelerator spray, is that a thing? Or is he messing with me? We know switches are going to be over here. So this is the power. Okay. How many of you guys that are out there watching install your own sabers? I'm just curious. Or want to, or interested in learning how to even. CA glue, real product, dude. Really? Accelerator, huh? Shit, I need some of that. It'd be super helpful. First coming up for me real soon. Right on, man. Jedi Roger. Well, good luck. Which one is it? What saber is it? This is installed, by the way, so we're good to go on the switches. The fact that I put those legs side by side, I was able to bridge my comments. I just have 3 wires coming off. We're good to go. My buddy Jesse Kirkbride is in Florida too. He just got over dealing with that hurricane. Crazy, man. Glad you're okay. You must be okay if you're on here watching me fiddle around. 5 empties. You got enough to keep you busy for a while. Before I wire anything up to this kill switch, I know that I'm going to have to I want to take a file and just kind of round these edges. It's probably not something you ever have to do, but because I've got that slot machine for it, I know that it needs this just a hair. So we'll just give it a few passes, get the corners off. That's still good. Get the corners off some of this metal. Easier to do this before there's any wire on it. That sounds healthy. Hopefully that's, in fact, we'll just go ahead and we'll tin this kill switch now. Oh, you're getting pummeled now. That sucks, man. We'll stay safe. Come over here instead of having to worry about where that goes to. We'll just wire it up right now. Oops. So this is the one that goes with the battery. We're going to put that all the way on the end. Just like that. Just kind of hanging out there. Now, we take our crystal chamber and throw it in. I'll make sure the wire goes where we tell it to. Everybody cries. You guys get a lot of rain too, don't you? Seems like it's always raining. Let's get a piece of shrink tube. And I can join these two ends together. Just leave it on there temporarily like that so it'll allow us to feed it through where we want it to go. Just to hold it. There we go. I'm going to feed that wire through. Just like that. It looks pretty cool. Might be hard to see right now, but not a huge fan of weathering on a saber. It's just different for different people. You know, I've heard both sides of the argument and they both make sense. Like some people like their stuff pristine. which I get. I don't think a realistic saber has, is going to be dirty from use, and that makes sense too. I mean, I have most of my sabers are weathered. I prefer the weathered look personally, but I have a vintage Graflex. That's not getting weathered, Yeah, it depends on the hilt and the owner. So this is where things are going to get a little tricky. It can be done though. I've done it. It's hard to get all these wires behind the crystal chamber, because there is a very small wire passage built into the crystal chamber for these wires, so you got to be dead on. Just like that. Now, I'm missing my data wire didn't go all the way through like I wanted it to. Let's see where that ends up. All three of them popped out, so we're good to go there. That can be a little tricky to do. Get that all the way in. I have we can take a saber break from building a saber to show a saber. I have this Phoenix Props Spectre 6 that Benji weathered for me. And I just much prefer this look over the clean version. This looks nice and used. Ezra's first saber. This thing looks pretty gnarly. It's got some dust on it because it's been sitting on the shelf forever. But yeah, this looks like a used saber. Okay, so we got the main Neopixel in. We're good. While I'm thinking about it, I'm going to take my main Neo wire and I'm going to run it back. Grab it with another pair of tweezers. Should have swapped tweezers there. Just like that. Benji did a fantastic job on it. I haven't installed it. I've installed quite a few. And I think I'm just kind of like burnout on it. I actually originally bought it just as a reminder of how many that I had done for other people. But since I sent it to him and he weathered it for me, I've really grown to love it. But I didn't care for it at first, and I don't care for it enough to put anything in it right now. So it's gonna stay there. We're gonna undo these power wires from our crystal chamber, both of them, the yellow wires, and run them back through to the kill switch because we want all that connected, but connected over here where we don't have to mess with the wiring on the board. All right, so we'll do the same thing we did before. Slide that right on through there until we see it. Grab it. Blow through. That'd be easy with that. There we go. So there's one. And we'll do this other yellow one too. And that one popped up right there, so that was pretty nice to grab. It came out pretty easy. So we can wire this up. I don't want to wire up the kill switch and put it in there yet because it allows a small window for me to see where my switch wires are going, and running the switch wires is one of the most tedious things now that I've got everything else in here. I wanted to give the switch wires a little bit of time to cure, but now I can push both and they're good to go. So these wires are long enough though, I can do one at a time. So I'll do one at a time. It's going to be tough. A little bit. I can see it under there. There we go. There's one. We'll do the other two. It's just a fishing game. In hindsight, I probably should have used defined shared power pins and just ran one wire for my top crystal chamber accent down to the board instead of three. It would have given me a little bit more room, but that's okay. We'll make it work. Get that blue one. Find that. There it is. That one came loose. I'm gonna bend the end there to tell me that that's for my switch. One more wire. First two weren't that bad, so hopefully this one goes pretty easy too. Oh yeah. And just feed it through with some tweezers. Just like that. Now those wires are here. Pop my chassis back in. Okay. And I can screw down my switch housing. Any recommendations on wire management? Really, I map out your, map out your install in your head before you actually do it. So that way you kind of know what you're doing. Like, tell yourself where you're going to be running your wires, how much slack you can get away with having, or if you can't have any slack, do all that stuff ahead of time in your head at least, or write it down if you have to, rather than do it on the fly. Because if you do it on the fly, it might mess you up. Unless you've done it a lot, then then you'll be able to. Because pretty soon they're all kind of the same. Oh, what's up, Brian? Stay safe, man. So now I've got my main Neopixel in, got my switches in. I went ahead and I locked down my crystal chamber where I wanted. So I wanted it right there. So that's good. My wires here, we're good there. So now what I'm going to do is I'll come through. We're going to join all this to the kill switch and get this kill switch nice and glued down in there. And then we could, we're almost, after that, we're to the point where we could wire the board up. Yo, thanks for even tuning in, Joseph. No worries, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. So I'm going to cut all 3 of these like that. I'm going to keep this red one, though, because we got to have an extra red one that goes back to the board. So that's what we're doing now. Dude, I'm hungry too. I don't know what I'm going to eat tonight. Maybe I'll take my girls out to eat tonight. I don't know if they want to. Never know the plans they make. All right, so got these all stripped. Trying to run this through. Might be easier to do it this way. We'll just do it this way. Getting pretty full in there. There we go. That's cool. This is kind of where we're at right now. We're just focusing on that kill switch right now. That's a lot. I would say if I don't have any issues, I should be down here in about 30 minutes wiring this up anyway. Still haven't set up my pink table. No. No. It's portable, so I could just use it on the go. Okay. Just looking it over real quick before I put it in there. I'm just going to leave it like this for now. I'm not going to glue it in for now, just in case I need to change something or I need to get back to it. But if everything is good at the end, I'll come back through and I'll glue that down exactly where I want it to go. But at least it's out of the way for now. So we can serve peanut butter. Put the top shroud on. That needs a good put. Just to have less parts on the desk. Serve peanut butter. Shrouds on, switches are in, crystal chambers in, kill switches in, temporarily for now. We are to the point where I just have to wire the board up. Just have to make sense of all these and wire the board up. I am going to put this on just to protect the speaker while I work. But yeah, all right, let's wire this board up. Not too hard, hopefully. One wire at a time till it's done. I noticed you have. Somebody made a YouTube comment that face saber reveals were such low quality content, I should get a table or something. So Jesse over at Kyberphonics sent me a pink folding table. I forgot this board was used. So wiring it'll be fine. It just goes a little slower than if it were brand new. Yeah, thank you, Brian. Really appreciate that, man. You're always supporting this stream. All you guys are, really. I think the guys who are watching now are probably the guys who tune in every week. So I appreciate all of you. And the new ones too. What are these helping hands? This is called an Omnifixo. It comes with. Just got them off the board now because I only use one, but they're magnetic. They stick to the plate wherever you want to put it. This is also on a ball magnet, so you can move this however you want. Clip it like that. It's very cool. Takes up way less space. Hells yeah. Shameen buttons. I don't know what those are. All right, let's get this one in there. There we go. I think I saw that pink table in your mom's basement, Jeremy. Oh, damn. Really? Coming at me strong. Is that what you're waiting for to come in the mail? What's that? No, right? Ouch. Dude came out of nowhere with that shit. A little bit of pain with the used board sometimes. All right, though, we get it. There we go. I don't think I ever saw that one, Gilo. I wasn't around then, and I haven't seen much of his work. I've seen a little bit of it. Put this in there. Never seen his videos either. But I hear people say that a lot. Jeremy, do you have a go-to brand of tactile switches? Just brass hats. Depends on what you want. I get my stuff, whatever I need from eBay. I can send you some links if you want. But no, I don't. When it comes to like little tactile switches and whatever. I don't really have preferred brand. About 500 of these, in various lengths. Camera's just, yeah, there we go. Those little brass hats or whatever. Oh, look at this guy.
Hello there.
Oh, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, dude?
What are you working on?
Nothing at the moment. Figured I'd drop by,
All right,
see
on.
what you're up to.
Just judge my work.
Yep.
I'm almost done with this thing. I'm almost done wiring it up anyway.
Okay. Right on, right on. Hey, Brian. What's up, dude?
Oh, hey, what's up, Gold Blooded? I remember that now. I didn't know who you were. Yeah, man, I'm good. Just surviving. All right. Albert, do you take the weekends off?
Kinda. Yes
Yeah,
and no. What about you?
I try to. I mean, every Saturdays I don't really pick up my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, I don't do any kind of saber stuff.
For sure.
Sundays I'm trying not to, but I always end up floating up here for something. Any advice on how to add quotes or phrases to a sound font? I can't find where to learn that.
I know back then people used to use the program called Audacity, like a recording program for music, audio and stuff. But that was back in like the Prism Nano Biscotti days before Smooth Swing and all that stuff.
My wife used Audacity to make the Britney Spears font.
Oh, nice.
I used to give that out with every CFX install. I haven't in a long time
Time to bring it back.
though. Joe hated it.
Oh, he loves it. He's lying to you. Hey, what up, John?
Xenopixel. Man, I haven't even seen the Xenopixel board up close. Have you installed any?
No.
No.
Mm-mm. Oops. Oh, that's funny.
Ordering tactile switches from Albert.
Got plenty in hand.
No.
Hey, what's up, Roger?
Ching ching. Cole.
That's probably him. Let me check right now. Oops.
Okay. Need a battery. I don't like that.
Holy moly.
What?
Yeah, he bought a ton of them. Wow. Thanks, Cole. Oh, geez.
Hot directory not found. Hot directory not found. SD card not found.
Uh-oh.
Well, I don't have the SD card in, and I'm just making sure I got power and stuff.
Hot directory not found.
So everything's working like I want it to.
Let's see. Oscar, yeah, you can do that. So here's a good example. We have a Saber Trio Reaver. Okay. Now check this out. This one here has a removable chassis. So technically you can make two different ones. You can have this one here with the CFX and a second one with the Proffie, for example. And then you can just switch between the two, you know? Oops.
That thing sounds so mean.
I love it, dude.
Yeah.
Great resonance in here. Oops. Ah, my mic. All right. Oops.
All right, I can glue my kill switch down now that I know.
Hot directory.
Now that I know it works.
Hot.
Okay.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
Difficult to have one chassis for multiple hilts. Wait for glue to dry. Oh, what was that? An hour and a half. That was not bad.
You finished, or what's left of it?
Yeah, it's all wired up. I'm just holding this kill switch in until it
Okay.
dries in place.
Nice.
And then I'm going to run over and make a config for it.
Hey, what's up, Warren?
Oh, what's up, Warren? Yeah, you missed it. It's all done now.
You're late, man. It's that bus.
It's all done now. Actually, I don't know that I'll make a config for this right now. Let me see what's on this SD card, because this is a used Proffie. I don't even know what sound fonts are on this SD card.
I need a weapon!
Oh, snap. Look at that.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me. Lord Vader.
It's alive.
Yeah, it's good for now. Turn this off, slide this into. Yeah, D, I usually I like the twist off. I don't care very much for gestures to turn it on. Just because they go off accidentally on me all the time. But I pulled this out of an 89 Sabres install, so I'm not sure how it's set up. It is set up for a single crystal chamber, though, and I've got two accents that I want to have do different things, so I'll have to go change that up. I just want my own fonts on it anyway, but yeah.
Come get it!
Oh, it's got twist on. Twist off.
Jedi. I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
Heck yeah. Sounds loud.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Excuse me.
That's pretty much done. I just wanted to get it done in time to take it with me. He has too much wrist action when he's done playing with. Yeah, well,
How would you know, Brian? Working outside his house again?
I don't even know what to say. Working outside my house. Yep, that exactly, Gilo. That's why I don't like it. No, I haven't put my own fonts on it yet. Cole, this is a used board with used config and font. Like I have no idea what's on there, but I'll tighten it up here in the next day or two, and then it will be all ready. It doesn't show very well on camera, unfortunately, but that face hugger does light up really well. So, but yeah, just can't see it on camera. I didn't take the bubbles out of the epoxy this time. I left them in there so that it would look more like some kind of canister it was in.
Yeah, it looks more authentic like that.
Yeah.
Dope.
So, but yeah, that's my saber.
Yeah, yeah.
And
What do you
I'll
have?
probably,
Oh,
huh?
sorry. No,
No,
sorry.
go
Go ahead.
I'll probably do a separate video on how to do a Proffie config. When I'm feeling refreshed, and that way, any of you guys that wanted help with that, I can show you how I do it anyway, and we can go from there. But yep, that's pretty much it. Probably gonna call it. You good, Albert?
Yeah, I'm cool.
Thanks
Man.
for hopping on, man. Appreciate it.
For sure.
I'll talk to you later.
All right. Peace out, everyone.
Guys, have a good weekend.